Hello and welcome to episode 36 of the Arena. The Scrolls Chapter 1 Arena, that is. I am Mathel, whose nickname does not change. And this time the plan is to get the ancient stone tablet from a Temple of Agamemnon, or at least Agamanus, and bring it to a wizard. So, regarding things from past and future, orcs are coming, apparently. But no. Sarah Vranova corrected me on. I guess I said that the lady is one of the seven, which was wrong. She is in fact a goddess from this world. But haven't I been? I have been in this room. But the thing is, I should have remembered that, considering that Rincewind is her chosen one. A small plague advises bear left, stay straight. So did the bear leave, or is he to the left? Either way, there is a skeleton here. Well, there is actually an entity called Lady on Westeros. It's Sansa's direwolf. And there is something called the Lady on Tamriel, and it's star sign. What's it called? Constellation. But yeah, Sarah was right. There is no lady in the seven. Apparently, the three females there are the Hecatetlio. Maiden, Mother, and Crone. Then we have things about Voyager episodes. Starting with the disease, where Kim has sex with alien girl, and due to weirdness of her species becomes biologically bonded to her, which could be considered as an STD, sexually transmitted disease, or an addiction. I would consider it actually the latter, considering it's normal for that alien girl's species. This may have been a mistake, and it was. Oh, or not. And since that alien girl eventually gets her own fleet, I am surprised he didn't just leave with her. And while after he is affected by it, it could be argued that his mind is not his own. She knew about it possibly affecting her, so they apparently were in love before. And then there is... need to pay more attention to the game I am playing. There is Think Tank and Juggernaut, where the Malon come back. Malon? They call them Malon, so I will pronounce it like that. Basically, in Think Tank, there are clever aliens who try to get Seven by sending some bounty hunters on Voyager and offering to help Voyager for giving them Seven. And at some point, they pretend to be Malon, basically when hiring the hunters. And Voyager crew dismisses it because Malon are always greedy, which I find weird because so far they only met one Malon person. Sure, he was greedy, but that means they are basing their opinion on a whole species on the actions of a single person, which I find racist, or not sure whether racist exactly, but certainly unfair. The better reasoning would be that only one Malon would have a reason to send bounty hunters at them, and he is stuck in a void expanse at least 20,000 light years away. Where is this goal? Here he is. And then we have Juggernaut, in which they meet Malons again. And it turns out that they aren't all super greedy. But they don't give these Malons the technology to purify their waste. They only offered it to the super greedy one rather than the ones who would actually use it. The technology appeared in Night, the episode with super greedy Malon guy. Apparently, most Malons consider it their duty to rid themselves of the pollution rather than profit. Also in Juggernaut, there is strange thing with distance. Basically, sci-fi authors have no sense of scale. A Malon freighter is going to explode and wipe out 3 light years radius sphere. And Voyager doesn't try to outrun it, not because they couldn't make it, the freighter is going to explode in a few hours, but because their propulsion gets knocked offline. I did some calculations, and based on the speed they said in Caretaker, that is 75,000 light years in about 70 years, it would take them roughly a day to clear the radius, slightly longer actually. So they couldn't possibly outrun the explosion. So they throw correction. With their warp drive, they could actually outrun the explosion easily because it would spread in normal space. So it would wipe out those 4 light years radius in at least 4 years, perhaps longer, because, well, it's not sure that the explosion would propagate at the speed of light. and they could clear it in a day. So if they had their warp drive, they could actually outrun it very easily. Correction. So they throw the freighter into a nearby star, which shouldn't work. Basically, they decide that the star will be able to contain the explosion, which I don't think it would be. The explosion is too large. 3 light years is a very large explosion. Oh, I am full health. I should not be trying to rest. This brings me to another point, which is speeds. Basically, Voyager's max speed is apparently roughly 1000 light years per year. Basically, 1000 times speed of light. Which isn't sufficient, I think. I'll look up the map of the galaxy from on Memory Alpha, but I suspect it would be Starfleet would be too large to traverse quickly for Starfleet ships, and bear in mind that Voyager is one of the fastest Starfleet ships. It should appear in the right corner when I speak about it. Hello, my past self, and sorry to mess you up, because really, neither is this from Memory Alpha, nor is it in the right corner. I put where this is from on the bottom of it, and it's a news article about Star Trek Picard. Well, the reason why I am bringing it here and not in the top right corner is A, so that it could be at least slightly readable, and B, to point out something strange. You see, the geometry is wrong. Normally, quadrants are supposed to be in a counterclockwise order. So it would be alpha, beta, gamma, delta. But instead, it's alpha, beta, delta, gamma. The authors of the map, which I guess is Starfleet cartographers, don't know geometry or Greek, or possibly both. Well, that's all from Mathel's future self. See ya later! Oh, really? Later? I almost forgot the real reason I brought up the map, and that is to show how large is Federation relative to what Voyager went by. It seems it's not that large. If the path Voyager took, apparently the yellow line, well, intended to take, I guess, is 75 years, then the Federation would be rather small, at most 1 year. So it's not that bad. Also, Dr. Crusher is indeed a commander. That's it. Bye! So, perhaps Starfleet ships are faster in Starfleet space than outside of it? That's the only thing I can think of that would make them sufficiently fast. Also, in the disease, what's her name? Janeway mentions that Kim is just an innocent. he's been ensign for over 5 years now, and that he hasn't yet earned the right to question her orders. Which would be fine if Seven, who is not even an ensign, has the right. In fact, she seems to be Janeway's conscience. And that makes me think, wait, Seven often outranks Kim. In fact, she seems to be about the same rank as Tuvok, meaning commander at that point. I'm dropping plate boots for the mark. But unlike Tuvok, she doesn't officially have the rank. Oh, and similarly to regular military, healers seem to have honorary ranks. Beverly was, I think, commander. Beverly Crusher. I'll correct myself if I turn out to be wrong. Again, top right corner. But she certainly had a rank, while the doctor, that is the EMH, does not. Neelix also doesn't have a rank, and Cass never had one. Similarly, there are people called crewmen on Voyager, mostly ex-Maquis, who don't have officer rank either. Suder was one of them. So, I'm thinking, what does the rank in Starfleet actually do? Because it's not military, it's Navy. And the regular rank structure would not do that much. For example, Paris and what's her name? Torres both were lieutenants at some point, but while Torres has many underlings, Paris never had any. On the other hand, Seven often does have underlings, and she doesn't have a rank. So it's more of by assignment than by rank. So I'm thinking that the rank probably, at least on Voyager, has more to do with replicator rations and holodeck time. Basically, if you have higher rank, you get more replicator rations and more holodeck times. Holodeck time, because time is uncountable. Which would be interesting, but would also mean that for some reason Janeway is denying Kim holodeck time and replicator rations. Because when Paris got demoted in 30 days, she could have promoted an ensign to lieutenant, because she was one lieutenant down. And logically that should have been Kim. He has been ensign for quite some time. But that's all I have about Voyager for now. Okay, so to the third floor of Temple of Agamemnon. Who worships Agamemnon? Oh, I know, it's Agamanus. Resist fire? Do I have? Yes. Nice, you blew yourselves up. Always funny when the hounds of hell who eat brimstone for breakfast blow themselves up. Though I still don't know whether I get the experience for that. What was that noise? It was creepy! Creepier than the creeper. And I mean the blue creeper from Creeper War. I mean World. A damp, musty odor fills this area, which is surprising considering it's filled with hellhounds. Oh, water. At least I can rest here, I think. More hellhounds that blow themselves up, but now I need to rest. Okay, so Temple of Agamanus, third floor. How does this look? I have to go to the water. Ah. And I'll probably be attacked the moment I try to get out of it. Exactly what I expected. So, my only chance... I'm thinking, if I want to get there, my only chance would be to have resist fire up and let them blow themselves apart, shooting at me, rather than melee me, which kills me instantly. But first I'll explore this place. And hopefully not drown. For which I would blame the drow! By which I mean the Dunmare of Morrowind. Spiders? And they are blocking my way, so I can't possibly go there. More spiders. Oh. My Tanto is broken. Wow, that's bad. And I am probably getting hit from both sides. Considering how quickly my health drops, it's almost certain. From 3 sides actually. Four, because there are 4 skeletons around me. Apparently 4 skeletons can just spawn around you and attack you immediately. And yes, I am assuming everything just spawns around me if I can't see it from like 10 meters away, because it does. Stuff does just spawn around the player in this game, so assuming that anything that I didn't see from far away did spawn around me makes sense. Grumble skeleton, and let me pass! There's another skeleton behind this skeleton. It's the man behind the man. Well, skeleton behind the skeleton. Yes. 7, 8, 9. 9 arrows to destroy a skeleton. And I am not even certain there is anything of value here. I mean value? Just a bunch of skeletons bent on destroying all intruders. That's it! A tiny maze filled with skeletons and nothing else. They don't even have anything usable. And a ray. Who can shoot through walls, apparently. Where did it go? Money. And this will be close to ending the recording. Seriously? All this for money and a torque. I'll at least see what the torque does. But I'll have to return to city and have my stuff repaired. So I have ebony. I only have 18 heal truths left. I'll use the Bracers of Sanctuary to run next time. Okay, I think I already saved, so I'll save again after I checked, even though it's pointless. And bye! Next time I